First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Welcome to WUFT News First at 5. I'm Landry Baliton.
And I'm Kassidy Ebrahimi. Thanks for joining us. As Russia intensifies its attack in Ukraine, Western leaders are traveling for an emergency summit. We get the latest from NBC's Chris Pallone.
President Biden heads to Brussels tomorrow, joining an emergency summit with fellow NATO leaders to discuss the ongoing war in Ukraine. Later, he'll visit Poland, where millions of Ukrainian refugees have sought shelter.
The president is traveling to Europe to ensure we stay united, to cement our collective resolve, to send a powerful message that we are prepared and committed to this for as long as it takes.
Today, a senior defense official said the Russians have intensified their efforts to capture the port city of Mariupol. New video shows explosions at industrial buildings and factories there. But that official says Ukrainian forces are not only defending their country well from the Russian attack, but appear to be successful in taking back some territory the Russians had previously captured. Earlier, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, playing an air raid siren on his phone, told his people not to fear the sound, but to get used to it. He will address the NATO summit by video later this week. Monday, President Biden warned Russia might be telegraphing its next move.
They're also suggesting that Ukraine has biological and chemical weapons in Ukraine. That's a clear sign he's considering using both of those.
But a senior official says no such attack appears imminent. In Kyiv, the mayor's brother, former boxing champ Vladimir Klitschko, urged the West to do more.
Isolate Russia on all different stages. If you're not isolating, blood is on your hands.
President Biden warned with Putin's back against the wall, the worst may be yet to come. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
The first day of spring was this past weekend. Local gardeners and nurseries alike are excited for the season change. WUFT's Christina Pugliese went around town to capture the excitement.
The familiar colors of spring are coming back to Gainesville. The season of rebirth started this past weekend. Blooming House nursery owner Mike Barron is excited and ready for the new season.
Be our busiest time of the year, starting to really, here in the next couple of weeks, really be busy.
Spring to him means more people going out to buy houseplants. A houseplant report by Garden Magazine studied the springtime phenomena. The report showcased 41% of nurseries reported springtime as one of their biggest houseplant seasons.
People like me love growing plants in their gardens this time of year. Come on, let me show you what I'm growing this season.
Basil, aloe, and pothos, just to name a few. Plants like these are budding throughout Alachua County. Mike's sales increased by nearly 50% every spring. That money helps him year-round.
That's why I said the spring's is an important time for all the nurseries. That's when most of them all make their money to help carry them through the fall, and to get more stock and you gear up for spring again next year.
The pandemic raised some issues for nurseries, mainly related to the supply chain. Garden Market nursery owner Tom Thurston had issues with pots.
Liners, small pots, big pots, they were very hard to get, sometimes impossible. You had to be put on a 3 or 4 month waiting list to get the pots.
But Mike and his cat Garfield are hopeful that for this season, the community will keep them afloat until fall and winter. Christina Pugliese, WUFT News.
It's advised people looking to start or expand a garden know what fertilizers to use and research what plants thrive in Florida this time of year. You guys, just listening to that story is making my allergies flare up.
I don't blame you, Landry. There's going to be high pollen counts throughout the entire week.
Wow, I'm going to be sniffling all day. So Mariana, tell us more about the forecast.
Yeah, we're going to see some high pollen counts for the next 5 days. We're going to have a small dip on Wednesday and Thursday, but it's still going to be in the moderate level. However, this weekend, they're going to shoot back up to highs. So if you have allergies, make sure you're taking your Claritin. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast for tonight, we're going to see temperatures dip into the mid-60s, and we're going to see some clouds tonight, but overall, it's going to be dry and calm tonight. Stay tuned for tomorrow's forecast.
After 5 people were shot in Miami Beach, the city declared a state of emergency to try to stop a surge of spring break violence. As a popular destination for spring breakers, locals are used to some chaos, but after seizing over 100 weapons, Miami officials say the situation has reached a new extreme. With spring break crowds Being larger than ever, the city is declaring a state of emergency to enact a midnight curfew.
The reason why we need to take this action is we just simply cannot have people coming to our city and having to worry about being shot.
The midnight curfew starts Thursday and will last until Monday. They may repeat the curfew for the next weekend as well.
Manatee County officials honor a Florida Highway Patrol trooper for protecting runners in an incident last month. Trooper Tony Shuck used her patrol car to shield a speeding drunk driver from crashing into runners during the Skyway 10K run. Troopers say 52-year-old Kristen K. Watts was behind the wheel of the vehicle that hit Trooper Shuck. The Sarasota woman was arrested on multiple DUI-related charges. Both the suspect and Shuck were seriously injured in the nearly head-on collision. Shuck has been named a hero in her community for protecting the lives of these runners.
I'm glad she didn't get past me, and I'm glad that it was me and nobody else got hurt.
The Manatee County Commission dedicated today, March 22nd, 2022, as Trooper Tony Shuck Day to honor her bravery. A new health-conscious restaurant celebrates its grand opening in one area of the city, but on the other side of town, people have different food reality. WUFT's Julianna Reichenbach went to Grace Marketplace to ask more about the disparity. Julianna, you were able to capture a view of both realities today.
Yes, I started out at the Fresh Kitchen opening, which brought out a crowd. Later, I visited Grace Marketplace, as you said. People are happy with Gainesville's growth, and they hope more growth will spread to the east side. Fresh Kitchen, founded in 2014, is an entirely gluten-free restaurant. It also offers lots of dairy, vegan, and sugar-free options.
We are very into health and we're very into convenience, so we try to figure out how to make healthy food as convenient as possible.
Fresh Kitchen chose the location for multiple reasons.
First, you start with analytics, so you look at population, incomes. From there, you spend a lot of time in the area, so this area in particular, we saw tons of people, tons of health-forward people.
Although these doors may have just opened, the doors at Grace Marketplace have been open to food donations for years.
Southeast Gainesville does not have a grocery store that people can access.
Grace Marketplace, a local homeless shelter, is home to the Grace Grows Garden, started by director Abigail Perrette-Gentile. She saw the need in the community to help with food insecurity.
Before the pandemic, it was 1 in 5 people in Alachua County were food insecure. There's a 39% poverty rate in the Black community in Gainesville and Alachua County, and I think it was 18.6% food insecurity rate during the pandemic.
Perrette-Gentile says Southeast Gainesville is a food desert for 2 reasons: a lack of available healthy food and transportation to it.
A lot of people are traveling farther to get food. A lot of people are going to places like the dollar store to get food, which isn't like healthy food access. A lot of people are relying on the pantries.
Some businesses have hesitation, but Abigail hopes the fears will cease and food stability in Gainesville will increase. Southeast Gainesville is classified as a food desert. That's why Abigail Perrette-Gentile continues to advocate for sustainable food choices in the area.
In national news today was day 1 of the confirmation hearing for Supreme Court nominee Katanji Brown-Jackson.
Stay tuned for updates on this and other health news when we get back. You're watching WUFT News First at 5.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
Day 2 of Judge Katanji Brown-Jackson's confirmation hearing reveals doubts some senators have about the nominee. NBC's Alice Barr has more.
Justice Jackson.
Tough questions.
Why would you do something like that?
And nods to history.
The first Black woman to be nominated following 115 justices.
In day 1 of questioning and confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Katanji Brown-Jackson, who repeatedly described herself as impartial.
I don't think that anyone can look at my record and say that it is pointing in one direction or another.
The judge's background as a public defender, including representing inmates at Guantanamo Bay, getting a lot of scrutiny.
We're at war. We're not fighting a crime. So I hope they all die in jail if they're going to go back and kill Americans.
Several Republican senators trying to paint Judge Jackson as soft on crime, accusing her of being lenient in child pornography cases. Judge Jackson forcefully rejected that.
I impose a significant sentence and all of the additional restraints that are available in the law. As I understand how significant, how damaging, how horrible this crime is.
She noted several of her family members have served in law enforcement.
We have to have people being held accountable for committing crimes, but we have to do so fairly under our Constitution.
Democrats likely have the votes to confirm Judge Jackson on their own. While that would not change the court's 6-3 conservative leaning, it would make her the first black woman on the nation's highest court, a step Judge Jackson hopes would open doors for future generations. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Judge Jackson did not comment on where she stands about adding more justices to the Supreme Court.
Let's take a look under the microscope at the latest health and medical news. Pfizer partners with UNICEF to give COVID-19 protection pills to low and middle income countries. Starting in April, 4 million doses of the antiviral pills will go out to 95 different countries. Lower income countries will pay a not-for-profit price for the medicine, while nations with a higher income will pay more depending on set price ranges. This effort covers about 53% of the world's population. The deadline to enroll for 2022 Affordable Care Act coverage has been extended. Americans earning less than $19,000 a year are eligible to apply at healthcare.gov. For a family of 4, the income cap is $40,000. 14.5 million Americans were enrolled this year. Pfizer is recalling a blood pressure medication. The voluntary recall covers a drug called Accuredic, as well as 2 generic versions. The medication has a type of impurity that in large amounts might be linked to increased cancer risk. This recall is a precaution. There have not been any reports of anything bad happening to people who take the drug. And that's today's look under the microscope.
Taking a look at our campus cam right now, it is looking bright and blue out there, but is this going to last forever? Stay tuned for more information after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Now we have had a beautiful day today, bright and sunny skies throughout most of the afternoon. And if you don't believe me, I have the proof right here with the current temperatures. Right now in Ocala, it's feeling like 83, Gainesville's feeling like 82, and Lake City is feeling like 82. So not too cold, but not too warm. Just a perfect middle in between. Let's take a look at the campus cam right now. We can probably see some of those blue skies still. Now, earlier there were clouds in the atmosphere, but it looks like they've all cleared up by now, and it looks really perfect out there. Taking a look at our evening planner, we are expecting temperatures to drop into the mid-60s tonight. We're going to see some clouds in the sky, but it's going to stay dry, but it won't stay dry for long because tomorrow we're expecting lots and lots of rain in our forecast. We have a cold front moving into our area tomorrow, and it's going to bring all this rain with it. Now we're going to see most of this rain in the afternoon. You can see some spotty showers here around 2 p.m. and this rain is going to travel to the first coast around 5 p.m. and continue throughout the night. Now because of these storms, we've been issued a severe thunderstorm warning in our area, and let me just give you a rundown of what that looks like. So we're seeing heavy downpours in our area, and if your area is prone to flooding, you might see some flooding tomorrow, and there is a possibility for some heavy winds and some tornadoes tomorrow. Looking at our hour by hour for tomorrow, we are going to hit the mid-80s tomorrow, and as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be seeing these storms starting in the afternoon, and these storms are going to continue throughout the night. Let's take a look at our 6-day forecast. For the next 2 days, it is going to rain, with Thursday showing a 100% chance of rain. And because of that cold front, temperatures are going to dip on Thursday down to 70. But by Friday, we are going to see those sunny skies again, and we're going to have an increase in temperature just in time for the weekend. Back to the news desk.
Thanks, Mariana. The Gators baseball team has a big game tonight.
That's right, Landry. Stay tuned to find out what team will play against the Gators. All this and more sports updates will be revealed when we get back.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Taylor Burr. In breaking news, five-star senior from Mount Verde Academy, Malik Renew, announced that this afternoon he's decommitted from Florida and plans to reopen his recruitment. The top 25 ESPN recruit signed with Florida's former head coach, Mike White. Moving to the Diamond, the Florida baseball team meets Bethune-Cookman for the first time this season. The Gators are looking for a third straight win against the Wildcats. Over the weekend, UF clinched a series win against Alabama to open SEC play. The Gators won Friday and Saturday's game but fell short on Sunday, losing to the Tide 8-7. UF currently sits 8th in the D1 baseball rankings. Bethune-Cookman head coach Jonathan Hernandez says his team is up for the challenge to compete against a ranked team.
Guys, we wanted to challenge our coaching staff and challenge our university to let them know that we do have a good baseball program here at Bethune, but I think for us the objective is to get 1% better. And try and be better, a better team leaving, some of these, obviously nationally ranked teams and opponents that we've been playing as opposed to getting there. So I like where we're at.
The game starts at 6 p.m. at the Florida Ballpark. Turning our attention to Gator softball, the ladies have a busy couple of days. Tonight, UF will play at Stetson and turn around and host them tomorrow night. Florida enters the week 25-3. Over the weekend, the Gators took over the series, Texas A&M games 1-2. Currently fifth, UF is currently 5th in the top AP 25 poll. The game starts at 6 tonight. Moving to the gridiron, Florida's 4th spring practice is taking place today. As expected, last year's starter quarterback Emory Jones was a no-show on Saturday's practice. The redshirt senior confirmed that he would enter the NCAA transfer portal, which is all eyes on Anthony Richardson. Moving to gymnastics, Florida was just announced as the number 2 overall seed in the NCAA Gymnastics Championships. The Gators will head to Auburn for the championship, which includes 3 other SEC teams, Auburn, Kentucky, and Georgia. Back to the Diamond, the Santa Fe College baseball team won their opening game of series with Daytona State 6-1 yesterday. The win gave former Gator player Johnny Wiggs his 500th victory as the Saints head coach. Wiggs has a lot to say about his 500th victory.
To get 500 wins here at Santa Fe is awesome. It just means I've been here a while, had a lot of good players and some great assistant coaches to help me along the way, and it's been a lot of fun. This is what I've wanted to do forever.
Thanks, Taylor. Finally tonight, some cute news in the animal world as the Denver Zoo welcomes a new baby. Animal lovers get their first look at the baby bongo calf named Winston, who was born to parents Fern and Howard. Bongos are a rare species of antelope native to the rainforests of Senegal and Kenya. This new bundle of joy is extra special because bongos are critically endangered, with fewer than 200 left in the wild. He may be small now, but he will grow to be about 4 or 5 feet tall and weigh up to 900 pounds. Before we go though, one last check on the weather.
If you are just now joining us, I would like to reiterate that tomorrow we have been issued a severe thunderstorm warning as these storms roll in tomorrow afternoon. Now, these storms are going to bring heavy rains and a potential for flooding and even tornadoes. Let's take a look at our 6-day outlook. We're expecting rains tomorrow and Thursday, but by Friday we should get sunny skies again, just in time.
Thanks, Mariana. BBC World News is next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.